Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and we are going to be talking about the gem boards that just came out. If you haven't seen my video on the last gem boards, definitely check it out because I do give a very in-depth analysis of the Keyblades, how many gems required to level them up to a particular level, and an analysis of which Keyblades are worth leveling up first. But we're going to do a brief overview here, and I'm going to give you pretty much a synopsis of that last video. So we have more gem boards, and it's going to be 5 days for you to pick them up, and they're going to be 2,000 gems a piece. They're going to come with quite a bit of stuff here. The first thing is going to be Attack Boost 3 Max SP Gauge 1, which is still a good skill because there are a lot of metals that could still use it. For example, Psyx B, if you have it gilted but you don't have a skill on it, this is a fantastic skill for it. Same goes for other things such as Lexius B, or Master Xehanort, or World of Final Fantasy Sora. So this skill is still relevant. It can still be used on a lot of things, especially things that have high gauge cost and have extra attack on them. This is a great skill for them because you only end up using 2 gauges for pretty much the activation of a high level skill. So if you need this for something, definitely it's a good buy for 2,000 gems, and it also comes 2,000 jewels, and it also comes with quite a bit of other stuff here too. So you're gonna get 2 magic brooms, 3 magic mirrors, 3 chips, 3 Dales, a Sid 10, and 2 Huey, Deweys, and Louies. Those last for a little bit irrelevant just because there are a lot of ways to obtain those kind of things, such as Union Cross, such as weekend raid bosses. So they're not as important as the other 4 things that this deal comes with. Just like the deal promises, you get 5 gems of a particular color based on the board you buy. So there's a power one, a speed one, and a magic one. And you got to make sure to at least unlock 1 node before the campaign period ends. That way you can make sure you get the whole board. I haven't tested it personally, but I don't want to experiment with what happens if you buy a board for jewels and then it just goes away, or you're not able to collect the rewards because you didn't follow the rules. So I definitely wouldn't test that part out. So do I think these gem boards are worth buying? And the long story short, as you know, generic of an answer as this is, it really depends. So if you're bent on shining out all the Keyblades, then yeah, of course, 5 gems, that's a lot. That's pretty much a high score challenge you didn't have to first place in. That is going to be a monthly raid week that you don't have to place high in. It's a lot of gems for only 2,000 jewels, and it also comes with other stuff. So, yes, it's worth buying if you have a need for any of those particular things. Going over my Keyblade video, again, check out that last video. It's way more in-depth than what I'm about to say within these next 2 minutes. But going into that, remember that I think the best Keyblades, again, in my opinion, are going to be Divine Rose and Fenrir as of right now, just because their multiplier setup is really good. If you don't have the metals to support those, then definitely go for another Keyblade. But overall, assuming that metals weren't an issue, which they always are, the 2 best Keyblades for the time being are going to be Fenrir and Divine Rose. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean the other Keyblades are useless. So let's go ahead and talk about how many gems you need for each one. So I'm going to give you the gems necessary to get to the highest multiplier of that Keyblade, as well as the amount of gems necessary for max level. So for I believe the 2nd generation of Keyblade, so that's going to be Olympia, Divine Rose, and Moogle of Glory, you're going to need 6 of one gem and 5 of the other in order to get to that highest multiplier. So for example, Olympia gets its 4th slot at its highest multiplier at level 30. I believe level 30, level 29, somewhere around that range. But you're going to need 6 power gems and 5 speed gems to get there. Now, if you buy the board right now, that already completes more than like 90% of the requirement. So you'll just need 1 more power gem, and then you get that Olympia up to its highest multiplier. Same's going to go for Divine Rose and Moogle of Glory. So for Divine Rose, to get to that 5th slot highest multiplier, you're going to need 6 speed gems and 5 magic gems. And to get to that highest slot on Moogle of Glory, which is going to be that 4th slot, reverse blue, it's going to be 5 power gems and 6 magic gems. So these boards, if you're able to get them and you really need that multiplier, definitely go for it, because when it boils down to it, you know, if you're trying to get better at the game and you're kind of stuck at a certain point, having a very high multiplier and pouring your buffs into that one medal that you put there can still be really beneficial, especially for Divine Rose, because again, it's one of, in my opinion, the best Keyblades in the game right now, just because of its medal setup, and because a lot of reverse green medals, which go on that last slot, do a lot of damage. So, for example, Dark Riku is good, Ven Vanitas is good, I have Key Art 3 on mine, and that's really good. So there's a lot of options for power hitting reverse green medals. If you got a World of Final Fantasy Sephiroth that's gilted, fantastic. It's going to go great in that slot. But yeah, so that's going to be the Generation 2 Keyblades. Again, you're going to need a mix of 6 and 5 based on which Keyblade it is. So just to go over it again, for Olympia, it's 6 power and 5 speed. For Divine Rose, it is 6 speed and 5 magic. And for Moogle of Glory, it's 6 magic and 5 power. To get to the max level, if you're really bent on making that Keyblade shiny, it's going to be 22 of both attributes. So again, Olympia, it's going to be 22 power, 22 speed. For Divine Rose, 22 speed, 22 magic. For Moogle of Glory, 22 power and 22 magic. So that's a lot, but they're starting to release these gem boards like candy. Like even the VIP now has gems on it. So there's a lot of gems available, and they're offering some during quests now. So there's a lot of gems on the table, a lot of gems you could earn, a lot that you can get with these relatively cheap jewel boards, and then they also have the metal banners where you can get them. Moving on to the Proud Mode Keyblades, just to go over them super quickly so I can get back to my gems explanation. To get to the highest multiplier, unfortunately that's also the max level, but it doesn't require so many gems. So it's 20 gems of each, not of each type, but for that Keyblades type in order to get it to the highest multiplier and also max it out. So that's 20 power for Fenrir, 20 speed for Sleeping Lion, and 20 magic for Counterpoint. Now going back to analyzing this gem board deal, getting 5 gems is already 25% towards a shiny highest multiplier Proud Mode Keyblade, and Proud Mode Keyblades are definitely among the best Keyblades in the game, just because they follow the correct multiplier setup where it gets higher towards the end. But Sleeping Lion and Counterpoint aren't as good in my opinion as Fenrir, just because Fenrir ends with a ×3 multiplier, whereas I believe the other two only go to 2.8. But that's irrelevant. Check out that other video. So this gets that up to 25%. That already fills 25% of the requirement, and that's not to say you don't already have things like the VIP deal. So that's going to be 7 of each color, and that's going to get you even that much closer to that max. So the gem boards are worth it if you have a reason to get them. I mean, having multipliers is easily the best way of mitigating RNG so that it's not as relevant to your game. That was a lot of words. What I mean to say is that random number generating, which is the thing that generates critical hits, it determines if your defense boost will activate, it determines if your attack boost will activate. You want to try and decrease that as much as possible. Now, the best way to do that, in my opinion, in this game is to level up your Keyblades, because that multiplier is stagnant. It is not going anywhere. You know, it can only go up, and you can guarantee when and where it will go up. So, with that being said, Keyblades are definitely the best way of advancing in this game without relying too much on metal pulls, especially for the ones that have no mercy to them. So definitely invest in gems if you need them. If you don't, save your jewels. You know, there's always going to be something that you're going to need to spend jewels for in order to advance in this game. Whether it's avatar boards that you need skills for, so let's say you didn't have Second Chance 2, you need it. Somewhere down the line, they're going to release an avatar board with Second Chance 2. But with that being said, that is my, unfortunately lasted longer than 2 minutes at the 3-minute mark, like I said, video on the gem boards. Hopefully you found it interesting or useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer them. And until the next video, everyone, take it easy.